Let's devour our opponents' chances of winning the game. Presenting Devourer Soul Demon Hunter. The reason we're calling this Devourer Demon Hunter is because that is the name of the spec in World of Warcraft where this deck takes its theme from. Essentially, the game plan here is we're going to try to make our Soul Parasite as big as humanly possible, slamming down a Dissolving Ooze, which will eat it up, and then we can slam it down on either a Cane or Rock Cigar in order to charge into our opponent's face and win the game that way. However, there is also the spicy plays of Xavius into a charged Parasite that allows you to get to this goal without even having to worry about the ooze. Now, for the loading guide of the list, you are going to be looking for any of the cards that generate you Void Souls. These will be early game removal tools and also cards that will generate you minions, which is always great. Then you're going to be looking for your portals, or Boxicar, and the axe. Finally, any draw power cards are pretty good to keep too. Now, with all being said, let's look at... Okay, Demon Hunter. Okay, Paladin. I will say this. I've seen a lot of different variations of Beatrix Paladin, which is actually kind of cool. I think one of the most interesting ones that I've seen was probably Tranquil Treant, just because I don't know what my opponent was actually thinking. If somehow, some way you were watching this video and you were that person, I'm really curious what was the game plan of that deck. Not trying to make fun of you or anything, I'm just really curious of why. Theoretically, you could... The card that I saw was Farok. He slammed down a Farok pretty early on. Also, it might be worth mentioning that depending on how this deck does, we might swap the order of when this comes out. If this does really, really well, then this will be the first day. But I have been testing some other decks, including Shaman. So, I don't know. Let me know down below what was the first video of this set on the channel. Because I usually, when a set comes out, test multiple decks at once. And then I just pick the very best one out of the bunch to do the first time. And then from there, I just do whatever deck that I enjoyed the most afterwards. Which may or may not also be a good deck. So far, this has been an alright deck, but it does definitely have some weaknesses. Okay, there's the Beatrix. I still want to kind of do a Lore Walker Show Beatrix deck. I think that is probably... Honestly, it's probably not the worst choice you can make. I'm trying to think of the worst 2 costs that... Oh! I did not even consider the charge when making this deck. For some reason, that did not even cross my mind that we could get charged with the Xavius. Yeah. But yeah, so far, the deck does feel like it's missing something, and I don't know what it is. It would be kind of cool. I know the class sets probably will be a completely new idea. If Demon Hunter got a class set for this, it would be really, really cool if they got maybe like an AoE soul card. Maybe something that does like 2 damage to all minions, and then each one that dies, you get a void soul in the hand. Maybe that's a little bit too much advantage unless you make it extremely high cost, and then you never want to run it. But I don't know. You need some better payoff than just one big bungus that can easily be removed. Actually, you know what? There's been a few games that it hasn't been removed off of the board, so... At least not as easy as I was expecting it to be. I also heard of a really... Okay, so they're using the 2/2 from this set as their target for Beatrice. Sorry, my brain just kicked in there for a second. I saw someone post about like an Omen Demon Hunter list, which also kind of looked cool. I think it was Clark who posted it, but I don't know if he was the origin. And when he said Omen, I was like, oh, the Wild God. Like, what new card made you want to run that? And then I looked at it, I'm like, oh, Omen of the End. I completely forgot that card existed. Really neat idea to like actually make use of the rule breaker. But I honestly think that card has the problem still. Ooh. Sweet hero power. Not really the way I wanted to do that, but I don't know. There wasn't a better option, really.
The bruisers have a few questions. Calling for reinforcements.
Okay. Alright, map. That's something cool. I mean, that is cool because it lets us get rid of their one minion here, but and also sec up the Boxcar here. Okay. Void Blast looks kind of cool. Let's discount this down to 3. Also, if you're wondering why I'm going to probably call Soul Parasite instead of its full name, I struggle with fantasy names sometimes, and that name does not even look that easy at all for me to try to pronounce, so we're going to just call her Soul Parasite. Say this, actually. Tras'tath, I guess. Also a Hearthstone original character, fun fact. Okay, we'll keep the Void Flash Flood for later. We'll instantly trigger our own Death Rattle. And then hopefully we'll have a wide board that will eat up all of their minions, essentially. And then we can slam down Parasite and all these souls in our hand. And then we just gotta hope our opponent doesn't have a way to easily answer it, I guess. But yeah, you ever see a little insider knowledge? I've said this multiple times, and I'll keep repeating it because it is the truth. There are times when I see a card's art, and I'm like, man, I need to put this one on a thumbnail. And this is a great example of that. Okay, we're looking for any rush minion to get rid of the 4 or 5 without losing. Oh, that would be interesting. Oh, okay, a taunt. I'll take a taunt. Really? Well, I mean, it is good luck dealing with that. I don't think we lose. We're at 25. I mean, we actually probably should have used one on the Divine Shield minions, just so when they attack into the sewer imp, we have a little bit of advantage that way. Like, they have to get rid of the imp, and then attack into a 17 attack or HP minion, which they might have enough damage. Actually, no, well, hang on. It depends on how they trade, actually. Okay, there's chronological aura, flight maneuvers. Okay. Yeah, they wouldn't have had enough. Oh, maybe they would have. I mean, hopefully we can smack into our opponent's face with our big minion. Huh? I only really know of one Demon Hunter deck, and we're playing it. So let's see who's going to be the better demon hunter here. I kind of just want to keep everything here. Okay. Let's slam down our sigil. Sigils are also... Hang on, wait. Actually, you know, sigils are a mechanic that I would love to see Hearthstone do like an entire set centered around sigils and Demon Hunter. It is interesting to me that we haven't, even though they were introduced before auras for paladins, and paladins have had multiple waves of support for auras. It feels like, I mean, I guess there has been multiple waves of sigil support, but like, I don't know, it just, they haven't had synergy with each other. This time it just happens that they're both Fel spells. If we hero power, use the Void Blast and blast them out of the game. Give them a soul, give us a soul. Soul for a soul. Okay. Their other sigil. What are they going to grab? A 1/1. Also, this has like the reverse problem of Companion Hunter, from what I've noticed, where the pools for this deck are really small on the demons that you can get, right? But like the demons that you can get on average are just way worse than the beasts you can get on average. To be fair, I mean, the last demon set we had was what? Great Dark Beyond. It is also very weird. Like, I guess that is technically the demon set, right? But it is also kind of strange to me that we've had, I think, more Dalaran themed sets than we've had a core identity to the Warcraft Universe theme sets. Because for demons, what we've had Great Dark Beyond and Outlands, I think, are the only two. Which is why, like, a lot of the Burning Legion characters still haven't had any cards for them. It's just because of the fact that, like, there hasn't been... Oh. It's like why we got Tichondrius as a random 4-card legendary, even though he hasn't been made into a card before, you know? But to be fair, I guess it's also... You could take the argument of like, oh, it's weird that we've had 3 Dalaran-based sets, but it's also kind of weird that we've had multiple gnome-based sets, I guess, too. The more goofy elements of the Warcraft universe, I guess you could say. I don't know. Like, I think maybe a Scarlet Crusade set could be kind of interesting. I don't know how you would do that with, like, all the individual classes. Maybe you give every class, like, auras instead of... Very similar to what you did with Choose One for Druid and Emerald Dream. You would do the same for... Not Demon Hunter, but for Paladin. I would say you could also do it for Overheal, but, like, that's not going to do what I want it to do. Okay, we'll grab the Flash Flood. And I'm just going to go face just so we can heal up. I want to be at a higher HP pool than they are. Just in case they do some weird wombo combo that I can't even think of what it is right now. Oh, I mean, yeah, that's pretty good. Gets rid of both of their minions. You know, I'm really thinking about maybe cutting our location here in this list. I don't know if I want to use too many of these souls. I want to get some of them out of our hand and like ramp up a little bit, but maybe it would have been best to just keep them in our hand for now. Oh, Void Blast. Okay, we can start blasting. You know, the Vanessa is a cool twist of the deck, but like, don't. I am kind of sick of seeing the card already. I know she's only existed for like a month, but like, I don't know. I
Not enough time.
Oh! Okay, I need the math here. We can AoE. Pop this. Hopefully another taunt. That's not another taunt. Hopefully a taunt. Oh! I mean, that's pretty nice, right? Oh, you know, the amount of times that I've generated Murzot off of Vanessa, I would have a lot of money. Or seen it randomly generated.
Enough time.
They got rid of their own Vanessa. That's good for us. Good for us. Are they getting... Oh. They are getting rid of a minion. Interesting. Okay, we get 2 more Void Souls. Again, slam down our Parasite here. Such a beautiful animation, by the way. Okay, give us something cool. Oh, buddy, oh pal, oh buddy, oh pal, oh buddy, oh pal. Oh, ooh, that is a thick minion. This is what I wanted to see when I made this deck. Now, if they just can pass the turn back and let us smack them with this big minion. There's 1 taunt. 2 taunts. I don't think this is going to be enough. I think we should be fine.
I must withdraw.
Now, did we devour the odds and actually find a successful deck for Demon Hunter? after Violet Hold came out? Not really. This deck had a 40% win rate, which wasn't the greatest in the world. It honestly feels like a worse version of a Leyline Mage, which is saying something. It needs 1 or 2 additional support cards to be, I think, meta relevant, and Parasite seems to be kind of a trap card. However, I really wanted to use her on a thumbnail, which is why we ended up still running her. Overall, if you're looking for something to do with the soul cards, this is probably going to be one of your better chances to do so, but do not craft this deck since it does need some pretty big buffs to be quite relevant. But before we end the video, special thanks to our channel members, Daniel Nascimento and Ruben. If you want to help out the channel a little bit more, you can join one of those 3 membership tiers. If you can't afford to do that, there's always leaving a like, commenting, subscribing, turning on a notification, using the new hype button, or checking out the Twitch channel. They all help me out equally. But until next time, bye-bye.